Hey everyone, welcome to this month's Global Stampin Video Hop. My name is Sophia and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Edmonton, Canada. And this month our theme for the blog hoppers was embossing folders. So I'm going to be showing you a technique on how to use your folders in a different way, maybe. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I will link the folders under this video if you're interested in purchasing them. So the folders that I'm going to be using are called the Wintey 3D embossing folders. And I'm not going to be using the snowflake one, but I have before and it's turned out nicely. I'm going to be using the one with the pine tree images. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to need is a card base. I am using Evening Evergreen. This is one of the in colors that is going to be retiring in April, so I'm just trying to use up my cardstock. So I'm just going to set that off to the side, and what we're gonna do is start our technique. So you're gonna need your embossing folder and a piece of watercolor paper. This one measures 3 by 3.5, just under 3.5, so 3 3/8. But you could just cut it at 3.5 if that makes it easier for you. So I'm just gonna put this over here, and I'm gonna be using soft succulent. And sorry, I'm just trying to find my block. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you're going to take your block and dip it in the ink to make yourself a palette of soft succulent. And then you're going to take your water painter and squeeze some water out onto that palette. There you go. Make it nice and wet. And then you're going to pick up your ink, and on the side that doesn't have that smoother, I guess it's usually the side with this stamp, the Stampin' Up! Logo, that's where you're going to start painting the embossing folder. So make sure you get lots of water and ink on there. It doesn't have to be all the same color or consistency, but you do want to get a lot of water on there. Okay, so make sure you go right until the ends, approximately the size of the paper that you're wanting to use. That's the area you want to fill. Okay, and I'm just gonna grab a little bit more, kind of dab it in areas if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm just gonna zoom in and show you what that looks like. So I am done. I'm just gonna put this to the side. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your piece of watercolor paper and you're gonna put it inside. So this side's already colored, so you're gonna put this on the paint side, okay? Just like that. And then you're gonna close the embossing folder in there, and then we're gonna run it through the embossing machine. So you're gonna grab your embossing machine. I'm just gonna zoom out so you can see what I'm doing. So for embossing, you need your big plate, which is this one, and your number 4 plate. So you're just gonna stick that in and run it through. Okay. And then, sorry, I'm just gonna move that. Oops. Okay, so then you're gonna end up with something that looks like this. I'm just gonna move that again. We're gonna flip it over and you're gonna lift it up. It's gonna look like this. Now I know this looks Looks kind of ugly right now, actually. But then we're gonna go ahead and dry it. And after you dry it, you're gonna end up with something that looks like this. So I think this looks really pretty and kind of distressed, and so I'm gonna be using it on my card. And then I also have to emboss a piece of vellum with this same folder. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean this off. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and emboss this piece of vellum. It's shimmery vellum. I don't know if you guys have it in your stash, but you can, I don't think you can pick it up anymore. It was part of last year's collection. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna emboss that. I'll just zoom out again, in that same folder. So this one, and you're just gonna put it in where you want it, close it. I'm just gonna make sure that the shiny part of your vellum, or this is shiny vellum, so I'm gonna put that part down so we know that the image is gonna pop up. So just put that in there and run it through. Sorry, shaking the table, trying to go slow. There. Okay. So now, I'll zoom back in here. We're gonna take that piece out. Isn't that really pretty? So this is also going to be a layer on the card. I don't know if you knew that you can emboss vellum, but you can. All right, so that's all we're going to need with the embossing folder. And also I wanted to show you the other piece is dry and it looks like this. So you could use this one, or I'm still going to use my other one, I think, because it's a little bit more green. So now what we're gonna do is put the card together. So just go ahead and grab your card base, pick which side you like the best. I think I'm gonna go with that side. And we're gonna start putting things down. So I'm using a piece of designer series paper from our family packs, and this is the pack for the in colors for this year. So this is gonna go on this side, and this is gonna come here, but just trying to think how I want it. Yeah, this part is gonna go down first. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Ooh, that looks kind of cool too. If you were wanting to flip it over, kind of turned white on that side. What do you guys think? I like the other side better. I like the tone on tone. So for this shimmery vellum, when you use the double-sided tape, it doesn't really show, it doesn't come through. So that's what I'm gonna use to stick this down. Okay. And I think I want it to go like that. All right, so there's that. That's what it looks like. And then we're gonna use this. You could use either side, but I haven't really used this side, so that's the side that I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna put this down as well. That's what that looks like now. So this has just added a little bit of texture to the card that wasn't there, and it also kind of matches with our piece that's going to be laying over here. Okay, so this piece, I'm going to put some carrots on it, and the carrots are from the Thanks a Bunch set. Now I've already stamped them just to save us some time, so I stamped this one, and I did it in this color, Pale Papaya. And then I stamped this image on top of it in Calypso Coral, and then I cut it out. So here's what it looks like. Oops, sorry, just like that. And this is gonna come onto here. So I've got 3 of them, just like that. And it's gonna sit just like that. I have some tops as well that are gonna go underneath the carrots, just like this. So we're gonna go ahead and stick all of that on, and then we're gonna put this down onto the card. So for this part, I am gonna put it on dimensionals. Oh, I have still a big one here. And you guys can just cut the ends off if you do that. I am gonna put a few just because I know when you put watercolor down onto a card, it wants to lift up, and if it doesn't have enough dimensionals, it will lift up. So get a few on there. That's just gonna come on here in the center. Okay. And then, oops, just gonna grab our greeting, which I've also already stamped. And I did the look at you. And that's just gonna come on right over there. Like this. Yeah. I also think I'm just gonna add a little bit of twine. I have evening evergreen twine, and I really haven't used it so much, so why not, right? So either, yeah, I'm gonna do a bow, and I like to do it on the, when it's still on the roll, because you have a lot more flexibility of changing how you want it to look. Yeah, so just snip, and to stick that down, I'm just going to use a glue dot. Like this, and these glue dots are from an old paper pumpkin kit, and so they come off of that paper. Let's just see how this is gonna sit. Yeah, I like it, but I want these to be just a little shorter. There. Okay. And then I was thinking of maybe putting this in the back. It's kind of how I've been using up my scrap paper. So I think I will do that. I'm just gonna use some crafter's tape on the back of there, and then you can stick this down kind of in the center of the middle, and then that's just gonna go on like that. And I'm gonna put this on dimensionals as well. So I'll just grab those quickly. And I'm just putting it on in the middle, not on the thin strip. That's kind of just gonna float to give it kind of a cool effect. All right, sorry, I have so much stuff here. All right. So I hope you're liking that embossed image there. I think it looks pretty cool. You're just gonna go ahead and push. Maybe try to take the twine out of the way. Oh, there you go. All right, so that's my card. And of course, the last thing we're gonna do is just add a couple of embellishments. And I will grab those. Okay, I am using the In Color Jewels, and I've used up all of my pale papaya, so I will use Evening Evergreen. And we are going to put one here, one right there, and a tiny one right up there. There you go. So that's my card. I hope you've liked the whole watercolor embossing folder thing, and if you decide to try it, please tag me on Instagram at Stampin' with Sophia. And if you have any questions about this or the products, please feel free to contact me. Thanks for watching. Make sure you go to the next person's channel and watch what they've done with embossing folders, and I will be back sometime later to show you something new. Take care. Thanks for watching.